Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about the new Bitcoin ETF. It's going to be huge for the price surge for Bitcoin, making Bitcoin obviously more attainable for a wide variety of people, being traded on the New York Stock Exchange. This is really, really big deal for Bitcoin and for history. We're going to get into it, and then we're going to talk about altcoins and where altcoins are at and when they will pump. But obviously, we have to talk about Bitcoin right now. And everything's really focused on Bitcoin. I know that. A lot of my videos are about Bitcoin right now, but altcoins aren't doing anything. But I'll explain exactly why that is. Now, the Bitcoin ETF is approved, and it's trading tomorrow. And this is trading on the New York Stock Exchange, so coming in October 19th. So really big news here for us. There's a lot of CEOs that were talking pretty bullish on the prospects of having a Bitcoin ETF. And one being the Grayscale CEO, which says, I think there's a lot of excitement for regulators finally allowing a Bitcoin anything on the National Securities Exchange, which, yes, this is a huge deal. We're talking about this fringe asset that once was started out being used primarily on, say, the Silk Road and very obscure areas of the internet, being deemed a criminal's coin, now actually trading on a big exchange, on a massive exchange, on an ETF. Now, of course, this is going to demand higher prices for Bitcoin because more people are allowing to buy it. So overall, it's going to be bullish. Bitcoin at the same time is at a decision point whether or not we're going to beat all-time highs for Bitcoin. Obviously, we're a little bit low right now, and we did dip a little bit since I started recording. If you look at this dip compared to where we were at the all-time high, we're roughly down 5.75%. So actually, not a lot to make up. So we don't have much distance to make up back to all-time high. We clearly already made that up over the last couple of days and been on a gradual incline. And I say gradual, but this is a pretty bullish chart. So we are absolutely trending upwards, maybe some red here and there, maybe some consolidation is going to happen, but Bitcoin for sure is definitely going back to all-time high and then possibly into price discovery. Now, some people are thinking that Bitcoin could hit 100,000 in a month. I'm a little skeptical on that. If it was hitting 100,000 by the end of year, I think that's probably a little bit more realistic. Definitely coming in for the Christmas rush. We know right now there's a lot of destabilization in the world, especially in terms of supply chains. Our supply chains are really, really getting hit. And I think a lot of that is going to come to light come Christmas time. Once Christmas shopping is out, I think there's going to be a lot of shortages and people are going to really realize how damaged our supply chain actually is. But Bitcoin is sitting at 61,278. And just for context, we had the American dollar pump against Bitcoin for quite a while, but now we are on a decline. Now we could see the American dollar and the DXY go back up and maybe Bitcoin might go down. They're not totally correlated, but usually when the DXY is up, then Bitcoin is down. So at this point, Bitcoin is at a big deciding factor, whether or not we're going to make it. We're hitting some points that we don't have a lot of support at. And I am pretty bullish on where we can go. Now, if we take a look at the RSI, it does look like we're at the more overbought portion of the RSI. So we could be looking at either a trade level or a downwards move for Bitcoin to get that relative strength to go down. But right now in the crypto market, Bitcoin holds so much dominance. We are up a total percent on the Bitcoin dominance up to 45.4%. And Bitcoin against other tokens like Ethereum, for example, Ethereum is obviously going down to Bitcoin's value. So it might be time to put some Bitcoin into Ethereum, take some profits from Bitcoin and put it into Ethereum, wait for an Ethereum pump. But I'm no financial advisor, just saying you can stack sats this way. Same thing with Cardano. Cardano is on a downslide because Bitcoin is pumping and Cardano is doing nothing. If we look at the ADA chart, it's really just sitting there. So that brings me to the next question. Why are we getting so bullish for Bitcoin? Why is everything so incredibly bullish for Bitcoin, but we have Cardano at $2.12 and we have Ethereum at $3,700? What gives? Like, what happens here? So the reason why this is happening is because there's a lot of bullish sentiment and news about Bitcoin. Money is flowing into Bitcoins, and even people are taking profits from altcoins and FOMOing into Bitcoin, the traditional buy high, sell low. That's how you really make money. So other than just sheer stupidity, a lot of this is due to the dominance of Bitcoin, and a lot of new money is going to enter Bitcoin before it enters other altcoins. This is included with Ethereum. I know a lot of people maybe got into Ethereum first, But I know actual investors and people that don't understand cryptocurrency are first going to gravitate to Bitcoin because it makes the most sense to them. It's been shoved in our faces for quite a while, since 2008. So we all at this point know exactly what Bitcoin is, and it's easier for a lot of people to buy, especially people that don't understand cryptocurrency. So money is going to flow to Bitcoin first because it's the easiest to flow to. And of course, Bitcoin is an incredible store of value. Once Bitcoin has chilled out, once Bitcoin has relaxed a little bit, once we are back into price discovery, find some level ground to kind of trade in and be settled or go down, we could at that point see a giant altcoin spike. We saw that before and we'll see it again. So even though Bitcoin is pumping right now, this shouldn't be an oh shit moment for you and your altcoins. In fact, you shouldn't even be FOMOing into Bitcoin. If you are taking profits from Bitcoin, you should probably move them to a better altcoin that hasn't pumped yet. Something like Ethereum or something like Cardano, because they're both going to pump, or even Polkadot. I know that went up, but I would argue that it was undervalued for a long time. I even said that on the channel that it was undervalued. So some of you took advantage of that, which is great. But you have a lot of options outside of Bitcoin right now to kind of invest some money. I wouldn't be buying Bitcoin specifically because obviously Bitcoin is going to continue going up. We had our chance to buy Bitcoin. And if you didn't buy Bitcoin, I would question why you're in this market. Because right down here, when everyone was fearful, that's when you buy Bitcoin. Right up here is probably when you sell or cash in. And I'm not saying to sell, I'm just saying this is when you would, instead of buying high and selling low. At this point with the big news, we can expect big things for Bitcoin. We're going to be watching this all through the week. Hopefully we'll see some movement for altcoins. I'm not betting anything on it yet because it doesn't seem like Bitcoin is quite done with what it's going to do. But I do think at least we are in need of that all-time high for Bitcoin. And then most likely we're hitting $70,000 after that, being our first emotional barrier. I'm not using any fib retracements or anything like that. I'm just kind of guesstimating on what I've seen before. So obviously take that prediction with a pinch of salt, but that's more or less where I think that we're going to head next. And again, I will mention if you are taking profits, please DCA out just like you would DCA in. Of course, you could take extreme profits if you want to. I'm not your financial advisor, and I'm also not your real dad. But that's it for me. Little quick update here. Obviously, we're still waiting with bated breath whether or not Bitcoin is going to break through and get to the all-time high. I do think that we're going to get there. I'm pretty confident, in fact, but I never like to talk in absolutes, so we could, of course, get rejected and go to the downside, but I don't think we'll be there for long. I think everything's pretty bullish right now. That will most likely break all-time high by the end of October. That's it for me. If you did enjoy this video, go ahead and give me a like and subscribe to the channel for more crypto news and content, and of course, happy hodling.